and welcome to today's video where I'm going to be cheek swatching the new highlighter palette by Sugar Drizzle. I did receive the palette in PR, so thank you so much to Sugar Drizzle for sending it over. And you can use my affiliate code, which I will put up on the screen in case you're interested in this palette. And I will also show you swatch comparisons to the Noctilucent highlighter palette from Blend Bunny. So let's get right into the cheek swatches. Here is Moonlit Sky. I did pick up, quite a bit just so you can really see what this looks like. I'm going to be a little bit heavy-handed with it. These do have a very translucent base. So here's what that one looks like. Very green, beautiful, super shimmery. I definitely feel like I see a little bit of particles when I look this way. I can see them kind of flying around a little bit. I wouldn't call it glittery because it does melt into the skin. But you could just take a clean brush and just kind of brush off any excess. Here is Star Nights. Taking Twinkling Down onto my cheek, again with the same Clionadh brush. I feel like this one doesn't seem as sparkly as Moonlit Sky. This one seems a little bit more smooth. Definitely pretty faint. I feel like I'm layering it on quite a bit. Let me actually go in with my finger. This one feels very putty-like, so it might be best to apply it with a finger. And that is just really beautiful. Definitely not like sparkly with a lot of particles flying around. And this one definitely came on easier than the other shade, but it's so beautiful. All right, last two shades. Love and Stars. So beautiful. This one is really melting into the skin. And lastly is Star Shine. And they kind of like disappear when I'm like straight on. And this one I can see actually like a purple and blue shift in. So I'm really excited to see a highlighter palette from Sugar Drizzle. I definitely think it's a great addition to their lineup of products. Obviously at this point we have seen a ton of colorful, iridescent, shifty kind of highlighters. So it's not anything groundbreaking, but I think it's good to have as a brand, and you can use these as the inner corner highlight. You can also use these on the lid if you wanted to. I do really like the color assortment in here. The only thing I would say is Star Nights and Love in the Stars look pretty similar swatched, even though this shade looks like it's a little bit darker and maybe a little bit slightly different in tone. They're very, very similar, especially if you swatch them together. So I think these are going to look pretty much the same on the cheek. And then Twinkling Down and Lightning Bugs, they're a bit squishy in the pan. I think you can especially see it in this one, how much of like a squish it has from me swatching it with my finger. So that is something to keep in mind. Probably if you wanted to use these on the lid and you have oily hooded lids, then you might have some creasing issues, but otherwise on the cheeks this kind of formula is totally fine. The other shades aren't really like squishy. They have a little bit of like an emollient feel to them, but they're not squishy per se. And Twinkling Down was definitely like the least shiny in here. Like they all leave a really beautiful glowy sheen, but this one you could see from the cheek swatch was the least shiniest. Now the difference between this palette and the Noctilucent from Blend Bunny, you could see from the swatch comparison, there's definitely some similarities. I think the main difference is that the Sugar Drizzle palette shades are definitely more on the shifty side. I think that there's like one or two shades in the Noctilucent palette that are a little bit shifty, but they're not necessarily as shifty as the shades in this palette. Now you get more product with the Blend Bunny palette, and they are both $40. It really just depends on the kind of value you are looking for. If you want more product, if you prefer their shades, if you want shifty shades, if you don't care about the shifty shades. I definitely don't think you need both of the palettes though. I think that would be a little bit redundant. So let me know in the comments below if you picked up the Sugar Drizzle palette. I would love to hear your thoughts, and that's everything for this video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you next time.